Oh my God, I will vote. I will vote for Donald Trump. So cute, my little Hasanito.
Good morning, Robin. Well, Kamala Harris is finishing out this
Harris making a final pitch to Michigan voters ahead of the election. Let's take a look.
Campaign, crisscrossing this all-important state. She's hoping to turn out every last voter by convincing them that she's the candidate who can turn the page. Overnight, Vice President Kamala Harris making her final pitch to voters in Michigan.
Michigan, I am here to ask for your vote. I am here to ask for your vote.
Eager to end on a positive note, Harris not mentioning her opponent by name, opting to focus less on Donald Trump and more on the kind of president she would be, drawing a sharp contrast.
I pledge to listen to those who will be impacted by the decisions I make. I pledge to listen to experts, and I pledge to listen to people who disagree with me. Because, you see, I don't believe people who disagree with me are the enemy. In fact, I'll give them a seat at the table because that's what strong leaders do.
But in a state with one of the largest Arab and Muslim populations, Harris well aware the war in the Middle East is a crucial issue. In East Lansing, opening her remarks with a pledge to end the conflict and suffering.
This year has been difficult, given the scale of death and destruction in Gaza, and given the civilian casualties and displacement in Lebanon. It is devastating. And as president, I will do everything in my power to end the war in Gaza, to bring home the hostages, end the suffering in Gaza, ensure...
This should have been her starting point and her first message right out the fucking gate, and she inevitably expanded upon this. I'm going to talk about this. I covered this briefly yesterday, and I actually posted about it as well, even though I got fucking context noted by the dumbest individuals of all time. I said, unbelievable. This Palestinian Lebanese victim-centered rhetoric only came after Trump courted Arab voters in Dearborn. For months, we have been screaming that a change in Israel policy / rhetoric is the morally correct and politically sound decision. Now it's likely too late. And a lot of people, I guess, chose not to understand what I was saying, especially because this is the first time that she actually talked about the humanity of Palestinians and the Lebanese from the perspective of them being victims to Israel's actions, and without framing the context around October 7, Hamas, or Israel. She still maintained the position that Israel has a right to defend itself, but that came after. Words and the emphasis that you place on words matter, okay? Especially for someone like Kamala Harris. Now, what is really frustrating about this is that not only did I mention this, but this is the message that she should have come out with already from the jump, not the shit that she did for the past couple of months. And yet, this, in spite of the reality that this was the first time that she said Lebanese and Palestinian people are people and yada, 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 like a victim-centered narrative, a lot of people were like, she's been saying this. You're so fucking dumb. She's been saying this literally the entire time. You're just really dumb. To which I responded, I hate how incredibly stupid most people have become on this website. Politicians know the weight and placement of the words they use. This is the first time she started the convo centering Palestinians and Lebanese people instead of Israel's right to defend itself, October 7, or Hamas. That was my position. And yet, so many people just refused to comprehend what I was saying in this circumstance. And it doesn't fucking matter. Now, ultimately, I mean, she said the same thing weeks ago, verbatim. Once again, people are choosing not to understand what the difference here is. Now, even the likes of Craig Harrington, who I like, who is a research director at Media Matters for America, disagreed with me and said, this is from Kamala Harris's DNC acceptance speech. I don't know why these people think that I wasn't paying close attention to the things that she was saying. Okay? Of course I know exactly what the fuck she was saying. This is from Kamala Harris's DNC acceptance speech. I said, this is one of the first times she's opened the conversation without speaking of Israel's right to defend itself or October 7 first, centering the victims of Israeli violence in the beginning. We all understand word placement is deliberate, right? You are seeing what you want to see. Her statement was about the Arab American community in Michigan specifically. She's been saying this about the situation in Gaza for months, and people have been pretending that she's not been saying it. No, I am saying that this is still too little, but it's also too late. And not only that, but this is the first time, and this speech itself also obviously showcases the reality that she is not immediately coming out of the gate with October 7, Hamas, mass rapes, babies being lit on fire, to contextualize all of the violence that Israel committed in the aftermath of that. So obviously the campaign itself has recognized that there is a difference in messaging. It's just that it's far too fucking late for the campaign to recognize it, and yet liberals still refuse to even to even point out a marked tonal shift. Okay, and it's very frustrating that even like-minded individuals, even like intelligent liberals, alongside the rest of the fucking Twitter population, have completely lost their damn minds. Okay? I don't know why people are openly being confidently wrong on this issue. This shit PMO, the community notice, so garbage. Even the motherfucker says she already said this verbatim, posted a screenshot where she's still centering Israel's right to defend itself. Exactly. Now, you might say, and I actually would agree with this, that even this in and of itself is not enough. Of course it's not enough. Okay? But this should have come first and foremost. This should have come months ago, and then she should have expanded upon that to communicate a separation from the Biden White House. And she didn't do that. But the very fact that she is choosing to do it now, the very fact that she's even marginally changing her communication strategy on this now, 2 days before the election, is shocking. Why don't you block those freaks in your replies? I mean, I would have to block virtually every single person. It's like, I don't have enough fucking time to do that. I also have done that by just simply not going on Twitter when I am not live. I'm more so talking about how frustrating it is to have this fucking conversation with people who refuse to understand the point deliberately. Like, you have to be voluntarily refusing to hear my point in this situation, right? You are seeing what you want to see. Her statement about the Arab American community in Michigan specifically, she has been saying this about the situation in Gaza for months. She hasn't changed her message, bro. What are you hearing? She's saying the exact same thing using different words and is lying. I know. I understand that she is still not interested in actually changing her policy. That's not the point. The point is, this is not only bare minimum, but even the marginal difference in the way that she is communicating this issue came far too late. It's too little and it's too late. Democrats, especially, unlike the Republican Party, care about this stuff. They care about the optics of this stuff. Okay? That's why I expanded on it and said that this is the first time that she is not centering Israel around the conversation. Okay? There is a limited amount of space that I have to talk about these issues on Twitter, but it opens it up to people being voluntarily delusional. Okay? Anyway. You need to make sure you're strategic with your messaging on sensitive topics such as this, like Gaza, Lebanon being genocide. That can't be said in the marketplace of ideas, but then the Dems will run up the top of the hour ad break and elect Trump themselves. Okay, we're not doing top of the hour ad break debates, at least for the duration of the election, but thank you for debating me. You can avoid the no ads by subscribing, even though I'm not running ads. For $6 or for free, and you can support the stream by subscribing. Anyway, Great Filter event is tomorrow. So pog. Yes. Yes, I did cover the Epstein tapes yesterday. Isn't Swam Marcus a libertarian that lived in Thailand? I don't know. I don't care. People are so fucking stupid. And I like that there's enough members in this community that are hate watching currently that this dude's response went from 5.3K likes to 6K likes instantly. Like, welcome to the broadcast, chatters who are in here watching, hoping that they can have something that they can clip out of context and keep crying because they have no interest in the election, nor what happens in Israel, nor what happens in Gaza, and are specifically just here because of their hyperfixation. Anyway. Benign Burger, thank you for the 20 gifted subs. So, if it matters, your first tweet I didn't understand. It was like, she has said these things. Your replies clear it up, saying you meant things without the Israel part. Yeah. You got hate fans, Lamau. I know. They are so incredibly fucking invested. It's like kind of sad, but I mean, I don't know. I guess it is what it is. Someone said you support grape. Okay, dude, I'm going to fucking ether you out. Like, if you're dumb enough that you're voluntarily fucking bringing, like, very deliberately shit that's clipped out of context, like, you need to be nuked from orbit, okay? Yes, dude, people say unhinged shit. They call me an anti-Semite. They call me transphobic. Who the fuck cares? What can I do? There's nothing I can do about it. My haters are unimaginably invested. You are voluntarily doing their bidding when you fucking promote these idiotic fucking takes. Anyway, let's get back to Kamala Harris.
Israel is secure and ensure the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, freedom, security, and self-determination.
The vice president crisscrossing the key battleground state on her last weekend of campaigning, hoping to get out the vote and reach key constituencies like black voters, with stops at churches.
But joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way.
And black-owned businesses.
This is a fight that is not against something as much as it is for something.
Right. In the final sprint, both campaigns trying to broaden their reach, playing ads during NFL games, speaking directly to voters.
Just remember, Kamala and her friends broke it. I'll fix it. Most important election in the history of our country.
He just looks like shit. God damn.
Go and vote.
Now, the baton is in our hands. I pledge to seek common sense solutions to make your life better. And I pledge to be a president for all Americans.
Harris taking a moment to cast her own ballot, too, by mail.
Make sure you fill out your ballot. I did mine. I'm going to put it in the mail.
And making a surprise appearance on Saturday Night Live. Playing the mirror image of actress Maya Rudolph's version of her.
Because what do we always say? Keep Kamala and carry on, Allah.
Now, Kamala Harris is spending the entire last day of this campaign here in Pennsylvania, the state most likely to tip this race. And she has several events throughout the day, and then it culminates in what is expected to be a massive rally here. And guys, she is leaning on some big names like Katy Perry, Oprah, Lady Gaga, Ricky Martin, The Roots, and others to help get her across the finish line.
Okay, Mary, thanks.
Vice President Kamala Harris will be.
I think that one of the things that Kamala Harris should have done, like an easy gimme, was to send Bernie Sanders and Tim Walz to Joe Rogan. Instead, they sent fucking John Fetterman, which is, you know, the absolute worst person I can think of to go on a 3-hour broadcast where you have to speak for 3 hours straight. But, you know, what the fuck do I know? Hiện ra太陽放入放通通呢，是做太陽是毛的都飞，看看到我们的職業版呢，這一本身上。